All right, y'all. We're back to experimenting some more. I'm doing some tests that aren't actually, well, they're not actually like for this. This is not the end goal. So one's to go into another model, and one's for another color that I don't have yet. But we're just going to see how it goes. Well, the back wants to come off on this one. Tail first. So we have greens, and we're going to have clear, semi-transparent greens, two different kind of micas, and we have flakes of copper going throughout the whole thing. I had a little leakage on this one, so take a look at this one. Maybe this one will come off at the front. We'll take a look. Oh, well, that's weird. The back wants to come off on both of these. Let's just... look at all that copper that got up in his antler there. Alright, I'm just going to try to pull these out of here real quick. Look at the leakage. A lot more leakage on these than I got on the last ones. Ooh, yeah, look at all that leaks. So we got a little more to clean up on this one. All the copper did settle a little bit more than I would like, so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, there's still some throughout, but doesn't appear to be any major voids, which is what I was worried about. But I don't love the fact that it didn't, having trouble focusing, that it didn't kind of settle right. I feel like this is having trouble focusing, so I'm going to stop this and restart in a second. All right, here's our results here. There's good and bad things here. So we have some really nice swirling in here, and I use literally two different kinds of mica. One has like a darker green with some kind of like gold shimmer to it. That's kind of, you can kind of catch it in the light sometimes, and kind of deep within the body. There's some gold shimmer, and the other one's just like a more basic bright green. So it's kind of cool. Of course, we have all the gold, the copper flake, not gold flake, copper flake, and you can see there's some throughout here. The gold green had less, kind of less, opacity to it, so it's easier to see through and into the Wendigo, so you can see that, but then all the main copper kind of settled on his head, which I don't love. I could get faster curing resin, but look, I already had problems. If you look on here, since I was doing so many different things, mixing the copper and mixing everything else in, if you look right here, you can see some little bubbles. I caught something like anything underneath. I caught some little tiny bubbles on, so that means I was just taking too long. Also, it's getting hotter here in Arizona, so I wouldn't label it as hot yet by any means, but it's getting warmer, which means the resin sets faster, so I might need to bring the resin inside or throw it in the mini fridge or something like that. But I would say this is like fairly successful. By the way, I did throw just kind of a semi-translucent at the top, so just a lightly dyed green here, and then I threw that in there. And I don't love that effect. I mean, I like that I can see all of the copper flake. That's cool. I just don't love that it all went to the top, so maybe I'll do one more pour, no copper flake. Either that, or we just put like a little bit of copper mica in the top and see how that looks and mixes. That could be interesting too, but I don't know. Semi-successful, so kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll look to do a little bit more testing. All right, thanks, y'all.